what's up, indie music makers and indie music lovers? My name is Chris Clay. I am the ambassador for indie artists and great indie music, and we're back with another indie tip of the week. This week, we're talking about songwriters and music producers, talking about the people that are lyricists. They write the lyrics for songs, and music producers, they make the music for songs. Now, before we get started, I have to apologize because I've had a gang of calls over the last month from songwriters and producers saying, hey man, you forget about us. You'll never give us no tips. We want to be successful too. So allow me to say, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to forget about you. There's just so many things that we have to talk about when it comes to music production, music artists, and moving the brand forward that you guys were further down the list. But we moved you up because I know you're angry about it, and I don't want you to be angry at me for anything. So get your pens and papers out and let's get this started. Music producers and songwriters, lyricists. Let me say this. Fortunately, there's still places in the marketplace for both of you. Unfortunately, is that it's limited because most people that you hear on the radio today come from a production unit. What is a production unit? A production unit is one whole organization that's all inclusive. It has the studio, it has the producers, the writers, they have the engineers, they have everything built into the unit. So where I would start as a songwriter, if I was trying to get my stuff out to other people, I would start with trying to meet as many people as I possibly can that's a part of those production units. Because if your stuff is really good, they will offer you a deal, put you on salary, put you on payroll, and there again, you're now making records, you're getting publishing checks, you're doing all the great stuff. If you can't meet those people, say you live in some rural area where you don't get the opportunity to go to big cities and meet those people, then I would say you need to definitely build a website and have your stuff posted on a website. Now, let me say this. Before you go building a website, make sure that your stuff is copywritten, and even if you don't send it to the Library of Congress to get it copywritten officially, do a poor man's copyright. Now, what a poor man's copyright is once you make the beat or write the lyrics, you put it in an envelope and you send it off in the post office back to yourself. Do not open it when you get it back. Make sure that it has the date that you mailed it stamped on the envelope. So if you ever have to go to court or anything, you can prove that this beat or these lyrics belong to you. So make sure you do a poor man's copyright before you put your stuff on the website, before you put it on SoundCloud or any of that. That way you're protected. Now, once you've built a website, you want to make sure that you have all your keywords right inside of your website, because there are people that are searching for songwriters, people that are searching for beat makers, and if your keywords are right inside your website will pop up and people will be able to hear and see some of the things that you do. The other thing is for songwriters, those that write the lyrics, you're going to have to make an investment in yourself, because you can put a bunch of lyrics on a website, but if people can't hear the melody and see how the song actually goes, then you probably won't sell any songs. So this is where the money comes in. You know, you're probably going to have to pay someone $40, $50 to go inside of a studio and sing your lyrics, so that when you post those on a website, people can hit the play button and actually hear how the melody goes, hear how the song sounds, if it's slow or fast or whatever. So you may have to make a small investment if you don't sing yourself. Now, if you sing yourself, you can sing your own lyrics. They don't have to be Whitney Houston vocals, not at all. You know, just long as they're clear enough for the potential buyer to hear what you got going on. So you can sing your own stuff if you want to, but if you can't sing like me, I can't sing. So I always have to get a demo singer to come into the studio and sing my stuff. Normally a demo singer will cost you anywhere from about $25 to probably $100 and $125. It's nothing. Once they sing the song, then you can post it on your website and see what people think about your music. Who knows? Somebody may buy it. Now, those of you that make music, the music producer, let me say this, you know, Again, before you go posting anything on a website or on SoundCloud, make sure you copyright your stuff. If you don't send it off to the Library of Congress and get a copyright on it, then do the poor man's copyright, where you put it on a CD, you put it in an envelope, go to the post office and mail it back to yourself. Do not open it. Put it away. In case somebody steals your music, you can go to court with that sealed envelope and tell the judge, hey, that's my song. Here it is. I mailed it to myself on this day, and you'll probably win yourself some money. And lots of people are suing these days because of that. So who knows? If you got somebody that's stealing your music, take them to court, make sure you got all your paperwork, and that way you'll pick up some dollars that way. Hopefully it doesn't get to that, because that's not what music is all about. It's not about thievery. It's not about stealing other people's stuff. It's about creativity and making great music. Now, if you are a music producer and you got some hot tracks, once you've copywritten those tracks, I say either A, build a website, or both. Build a website and put your stuff on SoundCloud. You'll be surprised how many great records have been made because somebody found the beat on SoundCloud, looked up the person's information, and got in contact with them and bought the beat or leased the beat or however they did their business. And there's a lot to talk about with how you do the paperwork. So if you want to know more about that, you'd have to call me, because we can't put all that on one video. But like I was saying, there's many people that have found great beats and made hit records with them just by going to SoundCloud. Now, if you're going to post your stuff on SoundCloud, make sure you have your email address, your phone number, because you may miss an opportunity, because people have a short attention span. So if they can't find you easily, they're probably going to move on and probably buy somebody else's beats that have all that information, and they make it easy for them to get in contact with you. And that's for songwriters as well. When you put your stuff out there, and songwriters, you can also put your stuff on SoundCloud as well. Once you have it demoed, you can actually put that stuff up there, and and make sure you have all your information as well, because people may be trying to get in touch with you, and if they can't find you easily, they probably are not going to buy anything from you. They're going to move on and get somebody else's songs, and you'll still be stuck at square one. I also want to say that when you write these songs, whether you do music or you do lyrics, you need to set up an account with ASCAP, BMI, or CSAC. You pick one. I'm not going to tell you which one to pick. I personally like BMI. I've been a member for a very long time. I like them. If you want to know the reasons why I like them, call me and I'll be happy to tell you, but I don't want to get into that on a video. But you need to make sure that you for beat makers, give your beat a title and put it in to BMI, ASCAP, or CSAC, so that your stuff is registered. In case you're getting plays, you can start collecting money off of your beats just from the plays that you're getting on Sound Exchange, on Facebook, stuff like that, because Sound Exchange pays for those digital plays. Also, songwriters, you want to make sure that you log your lyrics and the music in as well if you own the music, because you want to make sure that nobody can steal your stuff, and you also may be able to collect a check if you're putting your stuff on SoundCloud or on Facebook. Sound Exchange will eventually give you some money too for the plays that you've gotten. So I want to make sure that you guys are not only making the music, but being able to get paid for what you do. So if you're going to post your stuff on SoundCloud, if you're going to post your stuff on Facebook or any of those other platforms, you want to make sure that your stuff is logged into a writing organization. And those writing organizations are BMI, CSAC, and ASCAP. You pick one. You can only sign up for one. So you pick the one that best fits you and go ahead and set that up and get yourself a publishing company so that you can not only get that writer's money, but you can get that publishing money as well. Also, don't be afraid to collaborate, because there's a lot of songwriters that write beautiful lyrics. but don't have the music to go with it. Then there's a lot of people that do beautiful music, but they don't write lyrics. Collaborations are dope, man. You're giving up 50% of the song, but I'd rather give up 50% and have a great record than to own 100% of the lyrics and never be able to do anything with it because I don't have the music to go along with it. Now, that is not always the issue, because if somebody hears your lyrics and they think they're dope, they can hire a producer to play the music. So this is not the end-all be-all, but I think that there's more people writing lyrics that don't play music, and there's a ton of people that do beats that don't write lyrics. I think that you need to find those people and start to collaborate so that you can now sell these songs off to various artists that are out there. And let me say this. Artists, I don't care if they're part of a production team or not. Every artist wants a hit record. So if you got a hit record, every artist wants to be a part of the hit record. So if you got something hot, man, you'll be able to sell it off. You'll be able to lease it off. You'll be able to do there's all kinds of business deals that you can do with your music. It's just making sure that you get that music in front of the people that make the music so that they can do what they need to do and help you move your brand forward. Now, a lot of people want to get publishing deals. They want to get writing deals. That's hard to come by. Now, you got to have some success before somebody like Warner Chappell Music will give you a big old publishing deal. You got to have some success, meaning you got to have some records that's been on the radio. You have to have sold some records before you get one of those deals. Now, there's always an exception to every rule, but the general rule of thumb is that you have to have some success. A lot of people call and ask, how can I get a publishing deal? And I'm saying, what have you done? And they're like, well, I've been writing records since I was 15 years old. But what have you done that was successful? I understand you've been writing for a long time, but have you sold any records or had your records up on any radio stations? Have you helped any of these artists really sell a lot of records with your material? If you have not done that, then the chances of you getting a publishing deal from one of the big publishing houses is pretty much slim to none. So hopefully I answered that question for you, because that seems to be the question that comes up over and over again from people that either A, do music only, or people that not only do music, but they write lyrics and have a complete song. And it's very tough to get a publishing deal. But if you have some success, if you have somebody that's successful, an artist that's successful with your music, probably getting a publishing deal is pretty easy. So I believe that I've answered the general question of how do I get my music up and running, whether I'm a beat maker or I'm just a lyricist. Hopefully I've been able to answer some of those questions for you. There's a whole lot more that I could get into, but if you want to know more, if you want to have a continued conversation about this, look, why don't you find me right here at thebusinessofmusic101.com. That's my personal website. All of my information is there. You can also find the information for BMI, ASCAP, and CSAC is on the website as well. My phone number, my email. Why don't you call me up? Let's continue this conversation, because I want to help you be successful, and they're telling me that I gotta go, so I can only do so much. But hopefully I was able to at least get you started on the right foot. Okay? Okay. You know what time it is now. It's time for the Indie Spotlight Artist of the Week.
Our Indie Spotlight Artist of the Week, her name is Leslie Beaver. Leslie is a Christian recording artist, worship leader, singer, songwriter, and author who's been singing since the age of 3. She's been performing with her family all over the country, watching God change lives. We chose Leslie as our Indie Spotlight Artist because of her single, In the Waiting. In the Waiting is organically lighting up the phone lines at radio stations all over the country. That is why Leslie is our Indie Spotlight Artist of the Week.
Lord, I seek to find your purpose. I desire your will. Yes, I do. Oh,
Hey, Hey, did you like that? Wasn't that dope? Man, that girl can sing. Her name is Leslie Beaver. She's a gospel artist, but she's the truth, people. So stop on by, hit that buy now button. All of her stuff is up on on all the digital platforms. So stop on by, hit that buy now button and help support this indie music. Until next week, we hope that you continue to move your brand forward. If there's anything that you need from me, you can find me right here at The Business of Music. All of my information is there. That's thebusinessofmusic101.com. Stop on by, say hello, drop me a line. I will definitely get back with you. And if you feel like you just want to call. If I'm not around, leave a message and I'll call you back. Until the next time that we get together, my fair friends, please keep that music playing real loud.
Lord, please speak to me now.